If your service is used a lot, you will pay a lot. If your service is not used because it's a company service website which is used only the day and not the night and not the weekend, you won't pay when the service is not used, and that's why it's interesting for you. So on Google Cloud, you have a lot of serverless products. You have serverless product on data analytics with BigQuery. You have messaging with PubSub. You have database. You have DevOps. You have a lot of products. But we'll focus only in the center, in the middle, the serverless compute with three products: Cloud Function, Cloud Run, and App Engine. And I will show you. We'll have a quick overlook of this product. The first one, Cloud Functions, is the simplest service. You don't have to write a lot of code. You write a function, literally a function to write, and then to deploy this function. The function is packaged and deployed, is scaled automatically and answer to events. And of course, you pay only when you use the service. The functions are great to write single-purpose function, and especially to handle events or webhooks, internal or external webhooks. And it's perfect to link the products like a glue. You have an event in one product, and you want to start another things in another product. Cloud Function is perfect for that because it's single purpose. It catch an event and perform an action. But sometimes when you start with a function, you need to add another endpoint on your function to have a get, post, put, and other words like that. And a function is difficult to manage a lot of functions because to deploy a set of functions, you can have an issue in the atomicity and the consistency of your rollout. That's why you want to create something more consistent and to create not a function, but to create a web server with a lot of endpoints, a lot of function, in fact, in this web server. And is the purpose of the two other products with App Engine. And App Engine is web-oriented. It's more HTTP-driven and more dedicated for website hosting. Of course, you have nothing to configure. It auto-scale, and you pay only when you use. With App Engine standard version, with Flex is different, but with App Engine standard, it's only when you use that you pay. And App Engine is better for web application. Why? Because you can deploy in the same service, in the same App Engine products, a front-end service and one or several backend service, and you have something consistent. Your whole web applications run on only one service, and you don't have to use several products to do that. You can deploy several services as backend, microservices if you want, and there is routing capabilities with App Engine, and you can route the traffic between versions. That means you can perform A/B testing, blue-green deployment, or canary deployments. What you have to do is to write your web server code and to deploy your code directly on App Engine. But the main problem of App Engine and Cloud Function is you write your code and you deploy your code, and you need to have your code compliant with the product and the service. That means with App Engine and Cloud Function, you have at least 6 languages allowed: Java, Node, Python, Ruby, Go, and PHP. If you want to write something else, you can't. And here, Cloud Run comes in. Why? Because with Cloud Run, you also have to write your web server, but you package it in a container. And you can run a container in serverless mode and scale automatically. What's the power of a container? The container is a way to package your application. In a container, you put what you want in it. You can add system libraries, system binaries. You can add the code that you want. With Cloud Run, you need to serve requests in HTTP. You can't serve TCP traffic, only HTTP traffic. But if you have C++ or Julia web server that serve HTTP traffic. No worries, with a container you can do that. Cloudrun is also fully compliant with Knative. Knative is a product, a module that you can install on top of any Kubernetes cluster. That means if you have a Kubernetes cluster that run on-premise, on AWS, on Azure, you can install Knative on top of it and deploy the exact same container on this Knative environment than in Cloudrun, and then you have a portability ensure between these platforms. And of course, Cloudrun is better for backend processing because you don't have the capacity to serve static content. Of course, you can create a container with an Nginx that serves your static files, but it's not the best product for that. App Engine is better for the front end, but for the backend and the microservices management, Cloudrun is perfect. And most of the principle is to unlock the limitations of the code and what you can put in your container. As I said, your libraries and binaries that you want. And in fact, you need to write your code, of course, but also to package it in a container, and you have more things to do. You have to package a container, and you also more responsibilities because you have to manage what you put in your code, but also to manage what you put in your containers. But it brings you more flexibilities. So now we know what we can do on Google Cloud, but why to switch and how to do that? The first why is sometimes you start on a project and the project evolve because you have a customer request, you have your product owner ask you some changes, and you need to make some evolutions. You need to add some features, some endpoints. You need to have a portable service, and you need to change your code and your products that you use. You can also have technical constraints, and you need more customization on your web server. You need to add specific libraries or binaries, or maybe to change your language for better performances. For instance, if you use Python, it's not so fast, and if you need performances, you maybe use C++, and you can do that with Cloudrun, but you can't do that with Cloud Function or App Engine. That's why you need to change your language, but also the product that you use. For example, in a previous company, we had a lot of libraries write in C++ because the company started to write code in 20 years ago. And we didn't want to rewrite all the libraries in Python or Go or whatever. And we simply have to use Cloudrun to simply have a layer in Python to wrap these libraries. And we were able to reuse them in our code in serverless mode. So now, where to start and how to switch from one product to another one. We'll start with Cloud Function because it's the simplest, and you simply have to write a function, and I will show you a demo just after. A function, what is it? It's literally a function in Go, because I prefer to write in Go than in other language. So the example is in Go, and the function hello world simply answer hello world at the end. It's easy, and we start with a Cloud Function. Then we need to go to App Engine and to Cloudrun, and for that we need to write a web server. No problem. In Go, you need to write a web server with 2 lines. The first one is to handle a function, and the function is the function that you write previously. The second line is to start the web server. When we have this state done, we can deploy on App Engine and on Cloudrun. On App Engine, you have to create a configuration file only to specify in an app.yaml file the runtime that you use. Only one line in the file, and you use gcloud app deploy to deploy on App Engine. And in Cloudrun, same thing, you have to create your container. So you need to write a Docker file to build your container and then to deploy it on Cloud Run. But recently, a new feature, you can use Buildpack. Buildpack is a product provided by Google to detect automatically your language and to create your default container, a standard container with your language without any customization in your container with the libraries and binaries. But it's a standard runtime, and you can skip the Docker file with Buildpack. And I will show you a demo of that. So I just go to my IDE. I will start a new project just here. I will make my screen bigger just after. Go module. Just my camera is in front of my button. Yes, and I finish. Yes, name it. Devfest, perfect. And so I start a new project and I need to write a function. So I'm not sure that we are able to see what I'm doing here. Just to create a new directory here, name function. That's all. And create here a new file, a new Go file. Name it main.go. And that's all. Let me make that bigger. It's perfect. As we saw, we have to write a function in Go function. Hello. We have a response writer to send an answer to my request, and I have a request in entry. So it's a pointer. HTTP.request. Perfect. And here I have my first function. I will write something. I will write in my response writer here. Hello, Devfest. And that's all. I have my function. I have to deploy my function now. So just to go in my terminal, we make it bigger also. Go to my directory and to deploy my function, function deploy. I need to add some parameters in addition. I need to specify that my function is a HTTP function here. I need to say I don't want any Cloud IAM checks because it's a demo function. What I would like to say, what's the region that I use? It's US Central one, I think it's correct. My entry point, the entry point is a function that I would like to call. It's named hello. And my runtime. Yeah, I need to specify the runtime. Here it's Go, and the name of my function is Devfest. Okay. So here it won't work because I'm not in the function directory. Now it's better. Let me copy and pass that, and it doesn't work. Why? What I missed? Okay. Wait, Devfest not right, like that. Okay. Now it's deploying about 2 minutes, and during the deployment, I just would like to create my web server to deploy on App Engine just after. So I will go back here and the root directory, create a Go file. Also main.go. I will create a simple Go application, and that's all. I just make it bigger also. I just have to change something here because with the new version of Go, I need URL-like pattern. I will do that like this. Okay, here it's not important, but that's all. Okay, I'm in my main function. I would like to do 2 things. Start my web server. So in Go, it's quite easy because it's a native library to do that. Here, listen and serve. Don't care about the IP. I just want to serve on the port 8080. And then I don't have any handlers. So that's all. And I need to add my function to this server here. Simple handle function. Specify my path in the web server, and here my function hello. It's a function like that. That's all. I can test it locally if I want. I can run it and then go back here to the slides if I want. Yes, allow access, and to test my localhost. Okay, I have a hello devfest here. Let's make it bigger. Okay. Perfect, it's working. Now I can stop it and go back to my terminal here. My cloud function has been deployed. I can test it in live. You can copy paste the URL also if you want. And here I have hello devfest. Perfect. Now I can deploy on App Engine. I will create a new file named app.yaml and define the runtime. I make it bigger also. The runtime is only Go 113. And that's all. Here I can go here and perform a gcloud app. No, not here, in the root directory, of course. Gcloud app deploy. And that's all. It will detect automatically my code, my web server, and ask me if I want to deploy that on my project. And I will say yes. And my code is packaged and deployed on App Engine. Just before that, when I do that with Cloud Function or Cloud Run, the code in fact is not run directly like that. The code is packaged in something. It's packaged in a container because at Google Cloud, all is containers. And your code is packaged in a container and then is deployed as a container on App Engine or on Cloud Function platform. You can have a look here on the cloud build. And I think because I didn't check, you will see something interesting because, as I said, Google has released build packs because Google uses build packs internally for its applications. And normally, here you can see, for Cloud Function, build packs is used to package your function in a container and then to deploy the container on Cloud Function platform. So Google internally uses build pack for Cloud Function and App Engine. That's why Google chose to release build packs in the CNCF, and then to make it available for everybody, and also to allow Cloud Run to use build packs to package standard containers based on the language that you use. And that's why when you want to use Cloud Run, you don't have to write your container. You can't reuse build packs as Cloud Function and App Engine to build your container. So here I'm deploy on App Engine. Can go and check. Okay, on App Engine it works. And if I want to deploy on Cloud Run, in fact it's something Cloud Run deploy. I need to specify the source because I don't want to build my container. I will say as an App Engine and Cloud Run, I will send the source to Google Cloud and then build the container for me. Sources is the root directory. And I have to deploy in, if I want central one, I have to allow sources to say that the platform that I use is a fully managed platform. And what I missed, I don't know. I think no, okay, it's okay. And the name of the service, Cloud Run, is devfest. I think that's all. Okay. Here you can see the command. And it told you the equivalence is you can use Cloud Builds with the build pack option with your image, and then to deploy on Cloud Run the same image on Cloud Run. But here this command use both at the same time. It's more convenient to deploy on Cloud Run. Just wait a few seconds that the build finish, and then we'll go back to the presentation. Well, I will go back to the presentation and show you that it works perfectly. So go back to the presentation here, because I have one slide. It's my conclusion of this presentation. My recommendation. The first one, and it's not only for serverless, only for Cloud Run, Cloud Function, App Engine, not only for GCP, it's a global recommendation. Never perform over engineering. Don't start with Cloud Run, a container, CI/CD pipeline with containers and so on. If you need only a function, use a function if you need a function. Use a container if you need a container. Don't use the most adaptable product if you only need one function one time. Keep the thing simple. If you have a small and single purpose things to perform, Cloud Function is perfect. And Cloud Function V2 is coming early in 2022, and it will be very, very, very great. And I recommend you to have a look on this V2 of Cloud Function, because you have a lot of good things in it. If you have a web-oriented application, I mean a front end and one or several backends, App Engine is perfect. It's also the oldest product on Google Cloud. More than 10 years ago, App Engine has been released, because the vision of the cloud for Google was App Engine and nothing else. The history told us that Google wasn't right. But so App Engine is very efficient. For example, Snapchat use App Engine for many years, and Snapchat is very popular, so it works. And the final thing is, when you have need and requirements about portability or customization of your runtime, Cloud Run is perfect for you, because you can put what you want in your container, and it's very, very convenient. Personally, I use only Cloud Run because I love it, but sometimes Cloud Function help me, especially for small developments. Cloud Function is very great. So just go back here to finish my demo and show you that my demo is working. And again, on Cloud Run, I can deploy the same code, and I never change the core of my function. I only change the package in a web server, the package in a container, but never change the business logic of my function. So that's all for me. And I don't know if you have time for questions. If you have not time for questions, you can find me on Twitter, on LinkedIn if you want. I wrote some articles also, and you have some links for the product here. Thank you very much for your attention.